All right, happy Tuesday, November 5th. It's election night, and we are redoing this because we had an audio problem here. But it's been a crazy day, a lot of productivity, and I don't know what's going on in the election. I have not looked. I just know that I voted early and I did my civic duty, and I have my own opinions of who I want to win. I don't know what's going to happen, and at this point, I can't control it. Um, so in these matters, what can you do? Only thing you can do is do the things that you can control. And in this regard, it's increase income. This channel all about increasing income. If you're not familiar with Strive 25, Joel Farrell, I am the host and founder. What is the 25? It's increase income, save 25%, and have options to invest. And so we just launched our 4th episode of the mini series, 100 Stories of Increasing Income. The 4th episode was with the violin guy, and he's got over 100,000 followers across different platforms. Very witty, these side-by-side skits, and he's making money on Spotify and also around brand deals. And so he was kind enough to join us again as a return guest. And you can find that episode on any of the podcast platforms. You can find it on YouTube as well. And again, our school community, Strive for 25, we're going to be hosting these guides. Get in there now while it's free. Again, increase income. That's the whole point of where we are with this channel. So again, if you haven't heard me say this, cutting and budgeting is so important. It's necessary, but it's not enough, especially in this environment where inflation has been crazy. 2022, 23, inflation hit over 9%. Your dollar has been devalued over 25% the last 3-4 years. So okay, yeah, budgets are getting crushed. People are getting crushed. And I don't think enough people are talking about it. 56% of Americans don't have $1,000 saved. So yes, people are struggling. And if you look at the data, 2019 income to today, income is flat. Income has not gone up. It's actually, it's probably down depending on which day of 2019 that you look at. So yes, people are struggling. However, there are also people that are getting ahead. The people that are getting ahead are the ones that I'm seeing that are focusing on generating extra income. Increase income, save 25%, have options to invest. And so you look at some of the guests we've had on. The 3rd episode was with Bodie Gallo, and his was the dumpster rental, scaling a dumpster rental business, and he also kind of delved into SEO. And so there's people in those lanes that are making money building agencies on the side. The 2nd episode was with Dylan Favaza, and he's scaling an Amazon business. And previously he was in scaling and fix and flips, and he's down in San Antonio doing his thing. The 1st episode was with Leonard Anderson, and we talked about fix and flips, and that he's in the real estate game. And so, the people that I'm seeing get ahead are the ones that are spending time every day, every week on generating extra income. And so the school classroom, I was trying to share before, but I'm not going to this time. It's free. Search SKOOL, Strive for 25, and you will find it. There are guides in there, and it's free right now to get in. And so another thing I want to talk about, we're going to be launching very soon, is an accelerator. We're going to be helping people get into a group every 30 days of helping people generate an extra income stream. So the whole point is to be able to get to $1,000 a month of extra income in your lane, your choice. And there's a lot of coaching platforms out there. There's a lot of opportunities out there for people to be able to get help. And this is something that we're going to be doing for free. And so it's built on one of the things that helped me launch this platform. And that has to do with James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, the 2-minute rule. And in the book, he talks about if you want to build a habit, it just takes 2 minutes. 2 minutes is enough to not break the chain. And so back for me personally, when I was building this platform, and starting it in May, June, July of 2022, I had twin boys at the time, 2.5 years old, trying to get them to bed after, go to work all day, get home at 5, pick them up from school, dinner, playtime, bath. Nighttime, they want daddy in the room. So I'm laying on the ground, and obviously laying on the ground, your energy starts to wear on you. And so in that time, a lot was going on in my industry, And I had this urge, this desire, this push to be able to do more, try to get ahead, because our industry in mortgage was getting crushed. Rates doubled within 5-6 months, going in from late 21 into May 2022. And I realized that what I had been doing before for 18 years probably wasn't going to be good enough. And so I decided I was going to go down this content game. And on July 12th, I made my first post on Instagram. The podcast started in September. And, there were days laying on the ground in my boy's bedroom that, hey, I have to get up and get energy to go back to my computer and work on stuff. And some days I would do it and some days I wouldn't. And so that pressure was getting to me. So in that time frame, I was reading the book Atomic Habits, and I took to light the 2-minute rule. And James Clear kind of explains in the book about how somebody trying to lose weight, he would have them go to the gym, and the first few days, don't do anything. Just be there for a few minutes. And day 2, day 3, day 5, don't do anything. Just be there. And then at some point, if you're there, you might as well start to actually do some work, get some weights in or whatever. And so what he calls it is mastering the art of showing up. And so that's what I had to do. I mean, I had to basically get a timer out and do 2 minutes. And there were days that I was feeling good and I would keep on going and do 10 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. And there was days that I wasn't, and I would do my 2 minutes and shut it off and have my timer go off. But that was enough to be able to keep the habit going. And that's kind of the spirit of what we're going to be doing with this coming soon. And we're going to be taking a few people at a time through this accelerator. And we're going to be doing 4-week increments and getting on calls every week and helping people jumpstart a path towards generating a new income stream. And so that's why I say, hey, it's election night. We don't know what's going to happen. You vote, you do what you can, your civic duty. And then, you know what? When it's all said and done, it's back to our lives, doing the things that we can control. And so, one of the things I was saying earlier today, from a real estate perspective, I mean, there's people that I know, and including myself, that came from nothing and built a portfolio by focusing on generating income and saving money. And one of the guests on our show, DeMarco Anderson, IT guy, had a couple jobs, working remotely, was stockpiling cash, bought 4 properties in 4 years. Buy the first one as a primary, save up, buy the next one, and turn the old one into rental. Do that a couple times, and you're planting seeds to build a multi-million-dollar portfolio. So an everyday person getting ahead. So these are some of the stories that we are sharing, and hoping to be able to inspire people to know that, hey, even if you don't come from the most wealthy background, that it's possible to get ahead, and it's possible to build a life with the power of choice, to be able to retire early. And that's what these people all have in common. The people that I know that have gotten ahead in real estate, they have one thing in common. It's this burning desire to be able to take back more time in the future, spend more time today, not your entire day, but just enough time today to be able to plant seeds, to be able to create enough leverage and build assets to be able to retire early and take back more time down the road. So if you have an income stream that you want to talk about, you want to share, please let us know in the comments. You can message us on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on X, Twitter. Let us know. Oh, geez. I'm getting the messages from a friend of mine because I was live streaming for 20 minutes and the whole thing was on mute. I was having a technical issue, and believe it or not, I'm not sure if you can see these lights. I've got these white lights hanging on this fire pit, and when I went to go plug them in, it hit a fuse, and it would automatically just popped and got dark out here. And it took me like 30 minutes to get the thing to flip back on and to reset. And so I had to redo everything. So anyway, it's been a little bit of a journey getting to this point. But hey, you know what? We're here for a reason. It's been a few weeks since we did the last live stream. And so, one of the other things that I'm working on too, I think is pretty cool. Every Wednesday, I've been spending some time at a school near UMSL on Natural Bridge. It's called Purpose Driven academy, and the owners, yes, the owners, Miss Keisha and Ryan Haynes, we've got 12 or 13 high schoolers, and so talking about entrepreneurship, talking about content and social media, and some of the ins and outs of video editing and structuring content and capturing attention, and the ways to be able to build a following, ways to be able to potentially build and generate income online. And there's people that are doing it every day. And so, we're having them go through some exercises and, going through some actual editing and some I don't want to call it coursework, but we're doing things. And so I'm excited to be able to see what happens. And so on the flip side, we have a couple sponsors on the show. I want to give a quick shout out to Jeff Badu Tax Services, doing great work with what he's doing. And again, he's got multiple books about infinite mindset and infinite expansion. And if you haven't checked out the episode with him, we're talking about cost segregation, a tax strategy to be able to have massive savings, accelerate depreciation. If you ever want to learn about, one of the doors that can open by getting into the real estate game, the cost segregation game is a tool that the best real estate investors know. And it's one of the things where there are certain people we know that probably don't pay taxes because of real estate, and this strategy has to do with cost segregation. So Jeff Badu, we've got an episode, I think it's like episode 17 on our platform. But Jeff Badu, Strive for 25 platform podcast, talks about that strategy. So we're going to wrap things up pretty quickly here. If you have a story that you want to share about income streams, let us know. Message us. If you have interest in getting help to generate an extra $1,000 a month, we're going to be launching an accelerator very soon this month. Let us know, and have a great rest of your Tuesday night.